welcome to my channel if you are new here, and welcome to a new video. I'm really excited to bring you guys my classroom tour, and in case you were wondering, I am not in my classroom because I forgot to make the intro to this video. But I really hope that you guys find it helpful. I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you do, go ahead and like it down below, and if you are new here, go ahead and turn on that little bell notification so that you don't miss any more videos, and subscribe to my channel. I am doing my classroom tour in the middle of the year because I just got a brand new classroom in a brand new school. So I'm still working for the same district, but they built us a new school, which is why I am doing this classroom tour. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so this is an overview of what my room looks like, and I will go into detail about every section of my room. So starting with my little desk corner, so here we have just my personal things, a phone, a radio, things like that, nothing super fancy. I really like that magazine cover, and then I have just a bunch, well, I have these 4 cubbies as personal use for my curriculum. I really like this little desk because it's so small, and also it rolls, and more than that, it also gets taller, and I can adjust the height. Let me see. So I can adjust the height, and I can use it as a podium as well. Alright, moving on to the board. So I have this board, and right behind the boards there's bookshelves, and then I have one of my flat screens, so it's pretty handy. They just slide open, and I'll show you guys how it works. There's so much storage, I love it. Okay, so right now the sliding part is not all that smooth, just because I think it has to get used to it, or it has to be adjusted, but this is how it works. I have to be really careful when I slide it open because I already smashed my finger right behind it, and it hurts really bad. But that's what it looks like. That's the first side. And then you come down here, and I'm just going to show you guys briefly what this looks like. So these are all of my supplies for my tables, because we have centers at our tables, and then I replenish them as they need. And then moving on to the next one, this is just my math curriculum, and it takes a lot of space. So I have a bunch of math manipulatives, and I'm not going to go into detail, but that's what it looks like. Alright, then you come over here. This is the rug that my students will sit at when I tell them to meet me at the rug. This is my new rocking chair, and I absolutely love it. So these are also the pillows that I use for my rocking chair, because I usually read. I'm going to do read out loud here, and then I let my students use a pillow. I draw a name from a bucket with sticks that have their names on it. So this is what it looks like. I separate it with a note card so that I can know which students I already drew. So I draw their name. So for example, if I draw Brian and he's behaving, then I will let him use a pillow during reading time. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, and then behind my chair I have this like my personal things with the curriculum as well. So here's my curriculum. This is for reading, writing, math. I like to have them all organized, so whenever I'm teaching a certain subject, I just grab the curriculum and start teaching. And then here are some of my math units as well. Then we come here, and I love this place because it's just so personal and it's so cute. But I have this little organizer. It's kind of like a toolbox, but I use it just for staples, highlighters, literally everything that I need. And then nothing special over here, just a bunch of pens that need to be organized, and note cards. This part is probably one of my favorites because there's just a bunch of personalized things that my students have given me, or someone else has given me. So for example, my sister gave me that, a student gave me this, my friend gave me this, my principal gave me this. So there's just a bunch of things that people have given me. My partner teacher gave me this, so I just really like it. Also, I don't know if you guys remember from one of my videos, but one of my students gave me this because I always give them gum, and so they replenished it, which is so good. Along with that is here in this little filing cabinet, nothing special down here, but if you open this little drawer, it's just full of literally a bunch of candy and gum. And I actually just got this candy and chips from my aunt and uncle because they just got back from Mexico, and my kids love Mexican candy, so they're gonna be so excited about that. My favorite thing about these boards is that I can just slide, and then I can hide all of my mess or all of my personal things behind it, and then you never knew it was there. Alright, this is what this wall looks like, and I will go into depth. So this is my kidney table. I'm gonna have like my literacy groups there, and then I have 2 bookshelves as well. And I have another flat screen, which is amazing. Right now, a random movie's playing, I don't even know. But starting with this corner, here are some of my flexible seatings, except for that little step stool, of course. So these are my lap desks, so the kids sit on their bottoms, and then they can write on the top. These are they're called wiggle seats, so they just put them like on top. They're kind of a little worn out because I've had them for a while, but they just put them on top of their regular chairs, and then they can wiggle on them, which is so cool. And then I just have regular stools as well. Then you come here to the seating on my kidney table, and this sitting is so cool. I don't even know what these are called. I think it's called like a fidget chair or a fidget stool, but it's so cool, you guys. Like, kids are gonna love these, and I'm gonna use these as flexible seating too, so my kids will be able to choose if they want to sit here or not every day, but this is where they're gonna be stationed at the end of the day. So here's one of my doors, and as you walk in, this is what you see. This is my flexible seating chart and the numbers. So this tells you which numbers go first. So each student has a number. So for example, students 1 through 5 will go in first on Monday. Students 6 through 10 will go in on Tuesday first, and then so on and so forth. I only have 18 students, so it stops right here. But then this is my chart. I got this idea from the Rigorous Owl teacher. She is a YouTuber, and she is also on Teachers Pay Teachers. So what it is just a regular cookie sheet, and I actually have to clean it because it's kind of dirty. I don't know if you could tell. It's a regular cookie sheet, and then you just label it with the different kinds of flexible seating that you want, and then you put little magnets in the center for your kids to pick. So again, if numbers 1 through 5 were going first, then number 1 would put their magnet wherever they wanted to sit that day, and that just prevents my kids from just fighting and arguing about what kind or where they should sit. And it works really well. I've been doing it for 2 years, so I highly recommend it. And again, you can find this idea in this printout as well. It's a free printout on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I will try to link the link down below as well. So now you come over here right by my kidney table, and this little thing is brand new. They gave every teacher one, which is so handy. It rolls, and it has 3 different sections, so you can put whatever you want in there. But right now I have pens. I have my little microphone. It's a wireless microphone that I use for my students to present their work and stuff. And I just have like the essentials here, and that way if I would need to work with a student and I need a pen really quick, I can just grab one, or scissors, tape, whatever. And I think it's so handy, and it looks so cute here. Then over here are just a bunch of personal things, so just don't mind that. Here is another bookshelf of just brand new books, and I haven't been able to organize them, so my teacher aide is probably going to help me tomorrow with that. Right now you come over here, and this is my little bookshelf. I have these books leveled. L meaning lower level, O meaning on level, and A advanced. And then when you come over here, you see that I have like a little Amazon Alexa. So, oops, I didn't mean to call you, I'm sorry. Never mind. Anyways, and then I have some books on display. I am so excited that I can do that this year, because I just want to give students different ideas on books to read. So I'm going to be featuring books, and then I'm going to change them. Like maybe once a week, we'll see. I'm not sure yet. All right, and now we come to this corner. This corner is one of my favorites. It looks so cute. I love my little, my new easel and the windows. Well, this is like a door slash window, but it's huge and people can see through my room. I'm kind of like concerned about that because I'm just wondering about my students, whether they're gonna stay on task or not, because there's gonna be a lot going on in the halls, but hopefully it works out fine. But I love it so far and I love my easel. Okay guys, I just remembered to show you guys, but this is like what's in between or like in the middle of my easel, and it's so cool. So here I have well, these are Sharpies, but this is Mr. Sketch, the scented markers, and these are so good. I highly recommend them, and they smell so amazing. And then when you come down here, you see there's a bunch of markers. So these are just for like my notepads, to write on my notepads, Sharpies, and then just regular markers. And then here are my Expo markers. So these are for student use, because we use a lot, we use the whiteboards a bunch. So these are little whiteboards, markers, and then they have erasers there. And yes, they've drawn all over my erasers, but it's okay. They do the job, so it's okay. But I just love this section. It just works out so good. And then I can also flip it to a whole nother side. All right, and now we are on this part of my room. So there's just a vacuum. I need to vacuum my room, but it's not actually mine. But let me show you guys what it's all about. So here's just some closet space, nothing fancy. It just holds my science curriculum, and it also holds some math games. Then we come over here, and these are just like really long skinny drawers, but I love them because I can just store so much in here. So these are just the essentials, and then these are some posters that I need to hang up, and I can also just put, these are dividers for like when we test. So it's just so handy, and they're really long, so it's awesome. Now we come here to the sink, and you guys, this is honestly one of my favorite parts about my room. I actually have a sink and a water fountain, which is so cool. My kids are not gonna have to leave the classroom like hardly at all unless they need the restroom, because if they need to wash their hands, there's a sink, and if they need water, then there's a water fountain. So it works out perfectly. Alright, next up is just a bunch of cupboards up there. There's nothing fancy in there, I promise you guys, just curriculum and paperwork and stuff like that. So we're just gonna skip ahead. Then I have two little other doors here. I'm telling you guys, like, it has a bunch of storage. And then we come here to the iPad section. So each student does get an iPad, and they do get to take it home every night, but we held them during Christmas break, so they haven't been able to get on their iPads at all. But anyways, so this is what the station looks like. It's so handy because I can charge like up to, I think, 20 iPads at once, which is so good. I love it. Then you come here, and these are some books that are like, they're either series or there's just books that didn't fit in on the other the other bookshelves. But I just got this I Survived series, and you guys, I'm so excited because the boys in my classroom just love reading these, and literally I have all of the books now from the series, so they're gonna be so excited about it. Alright, now we come to the students' cubbies. So the top is their mailbox, and the bottom is where they will be able to put their backpacks and their jackets. I'm gonna try it out like this to see if it works, but if it doesn't work, I can always figure something else out, because they used to have hooks at the old school in the hallways, but now they won't have that. So all of their stuff will be in here, which I'm not upset about at all, because now they won't be leaving my classroom and getting in trouble and things like that in the halls where I can't see them. So this works great, and they're very, very spacious, as you can see. Next up is just like my pencil station. So I like to have a bucket for the dull pencils and then the sharpened pencils. So I need to make signs, but I haven't put them up yet. But anyways, this is obviously dull, this is sharp, and then the kids know. But I don't usually let them sharpen their pencils, just because this is so loud. Let me show you guys how loud this is. Well, I can't do it with one hand, but you know what I mean. It's really loud, so it's kind of gets obnoxious, but I just try to do it for them, or I have them use the mechanical one as well. And finally, we've come to the desks. The desks are so cool. They roll, the chairs are very comfy, and then they have a little like section in there to put a few books, so I'm gonna have them do that. And then they're just so shiny and new, and I just love them. They are a little awkward to like position just because they're like, they have different angles and, you know, like curves and stuff, but it worked out. But this is what the middle of their tables look like. There's going to be pencils, highlighters, and then pens and things like that here. And then they all share these. These are, here, let me show you this one. This is a multiplication like table that they use, and I learned this when I was observing when I was back in college. But pretty much you like, I might actually make a video on how to make these, but my teacher aide made them for me. So it's pretty much just duct tape and popsicle sticks, and then they're just so handy. My students can just, if they need to know like a multiplication table, then they'll just use this one. Like for example, say I want to know what 5 times 6 is, then I look at the 5 and then I go to the 6 here, and then I just match it up. And then you can see that 5 times 6 is 30. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But anyways, these are so handy and I love them. They're just kind of a pain to make because the students get really mixed up, so you need a lot of guidance. Hey Emmy, would you like to model how we use these little things? Little chairs? So these are very versatile. These are, I don't know, I don't even know what to call them, like mushroom chairs? I don't really know. Do you know the technical name for them, Emmy? Okay, well anyways, you can sit on them like that. So that's like, they're flat on the ground. And then you can also prop them up like that if you want to be taller. And then my favorite one is this way. You can sit with the flat part on your bottom, and then you can just rock. So this is going to be another part of my flexible seating, and these came with the school, which is perfect. And then yeah, hopefully my students won't be sleeping. I know we need to go home, but anyways, I'm almost done, I promise. So yeah, I chose to do clusters of 4 because that's what I had in my old school, but the 5th cluster was just a little too much, so I decided to just divide them. So I put 2 desks here and then 2 desks over here, but if we need to change, we can. Like, this classroom is just really flexible and I just love it. I'm so obsessed, you guys. It's been amazing and it's taken 3 days for me to set it up, but I can't complain. So tomorrow will be the first day that my students get to see it, and I haven't seen my students in 3 weeks. So I'm so happy and excited to see their reaction. It's gonna be a lot of change for them, but I'm sure they're gonna love it just as much as I do, or even more.
When it feels like I've been fading to the background, don't leave my room for like a week, don't wanna go out. But all these moments keep reminding me of just how you can't have the highs without the letdowns.